Welcome, Solara here. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing well. Welcome if you're visiting for the first time. Welcome if you are a new subscriber. You're so welcome here. And of course, welcome back to you guys who've been rolling with me for a minute. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your comments, your likes, your subscribes, your donations, your emails. I appreciate you guys. I have a download that it's a quick download, so I want to go into it and explore it with some cards. I'm hearing the song Broken Vessels. It's by, I want to say it's by Hillsong. It's one of those big mega Christian groups, and it's kind of a, sorry, my son is in the bath playing Harry Potter. It's kind of an adaptation of Amazing Grace, and it goes, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. So it's but there's a, wait a minute, sorry, the verse goes, all these broken, and it's something about being broken, empty, and, sorry, I should have looked this up before I started recording, but I thought I knew the song. Empty-handed, but not forsaken, I've been set free. That's what it is. Well, the download that was coming through, that somebody is calling on God right now, but not in the way that you think. So the first, is this it? 1 second, guys, I'm sorry. All these pieces broken and scattered, and mercy gathered, mended and whole, empty-handed but not forsaken, I've been set free, I've been set free. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see you now. Oh, I can see the love in your eyes. There's something here about somebody realizing the wretchedness of their predicament right now. It's like a come to Jesus moment, but I'm not picking up that it's a come to Jesus moment because it's a repentant heart, like, oh God, let me come to you and kind of like confess what I've done and right my wrongs and all that other stuff. It's not that kind of energy. This is the energy of somebody who doesn't get the point of repentance. They don't get that God is not here to save them from their fuckery. They don't get that God is here, if you believe in God, source, the universe, but this is a person who they're calling on God. They don't get that God is here to help you ascend and be more like him. That's the point. And so now they've gotten themselves in some shit, and instead of going within and searching their own hearts, it's like they're singing Amazing Grace, or they're praying and they're begging for God to help them. And like, I don't mean to be funny, but God was just like, God is kind of like, you want me to help you, but you didn't want me to help the person that you did this to. Like, you're in this mess because of something you did. And the thing that I was seeing somebody, and it was like a flash. So sometimes in these like orders, secret societies, they do these rituals where they have to die and be born again. It's kind of like I said before, all of these people, like they live an inversion of truth. So they invert the truth. So, for example, like people who are Christians, born again Christians, right? They go in and they baptize. They get full immersion baptism, and when they come out of the water, it's because they've chosen to dedicate their life to the path of Christ, or that's what it's supposed to be. It's like these people do the same, but they don't baptize. They do a lot of rituals where they literally pretend like someone's died. and they might have a funeral for that person and everything, and then they resurrect them into the person that they're supposed to be. And oftentimes what they're doing is they're taking in an entity, and then they take on an alter ego. A lot of them do. They don't have to, but a lot of them do, right? I feel like I was seeing this energy of somebody who's been through this, and they've risen, they've quote unquote risen again. They took on this entity in order to have something in this old world, like material success, fame, celebrity, whatever it was. Business success, it doesn't matter. It's all for the material gain. 2211 on my clock. And I don't know what else is going to come from this, but it's like this person now is recognizing and realizing that for them, whatever it was they were doing, it's not working anymore. And oftentimes this energy is because they are no longer able to support the very entity that they allowed inside of them, or they decided to invoke or to feed or whatever it is they do. But the point is that there are deals they made, and they can't close this deal. And this is where you come in, because this is obviously something to do with a light being who's taken back their power, and this person was feeding something of yours, or taking something of yours, or had access to something of yours that they no longer do. Okay, and as such, I'm getting this energy again, and again, these are very similar stories. It's just different details at this point. I'm getting this energy again of they haven't made good on their deals. So now, whatever it was that they promised that was yours, it's like now this entity, this group, it's coming for them instead. And so this is why there was this energy of like they're crying out to God, begging God to save them, and etc. And God is like, well, where were you when you were like putting somebody else in the predicament that right now you find yourself in? Like, where was your remorse? Where was your compassion? Where was your empathy? Like, kind of, why should I save you? And I don't know if this person is actually, I don't think they're tuning into that energy and recognizing it, because they're very insular. They're not able, this person is not able to really connect with other people in their experience. It's a very narcissistic energy, like a lot of the time people who struggle with these kinds of issues, they don't know how to truly connect with another person on a heart level. So a lot of what they do is external like acts of trying to emulate what they believe something should look like, instead of going within and actually discovering. So they don't really know how to properly connect. Okay, you said Oracle of Shadows and Light. I was going to go straight into Tarot, but let's go into Oracle of Shadows and Light. I'm sorry if I'm coming off a little bit like I don't know, a little excited, or I don't know. I had no intention of doing a reading tonight, but I was like making dinner and I was just like, let me come and record this because I can't get this out. I need to get it out. I can't get this song and this story and this vision out of my energy. So let me do that by sharing with you guys. It's like they're doing all of this posturing. That's what it is with Amazing Grace that saved a wretch like me. It's like they're doing all of that. Oh, I'm just your servant. I didn't know any better. Have mercy on me. Like all of that kind of stuff. And it's all a show. And it's just like you cannot, you never could, but you definitely cannot now fool. You can't fool God. Like, God sees all. God sees not even what the things that you did, but God sees the true motivations of your heart and your intentions. It's not even about what we do half the time, because all of us fuck up. But it's like, we all hurt one another, but what was your intention? What was your true motive? There are people out there who just don't, and I'm feeling this energy so intensely today. There are people out there who just don't give a fuck about anyone else but themselves. And they're really good at posturing, and they're really good at saying the right things, and they're really good at putting on a show. But when it comes down to it, they don't know how to connect with another heart, and these people are being exposed for the truth of who they are. Because enough is enough. Enough is enough. We all pretty much started on equal footing. Strange Valentine, indeed. Love is strange. This is a person who's done this that is close to you. Okay? And for some of you, what they sacrificed was something to do with a union with the strange Valentine. That won't be for all of you. Violet Duchess, stifled, bored, and stuck. This person cannot shift whatever it is that is going on with them right now. They cannot shift this energy. They cannot escape what it is they've done. They cannot escape payment. They cannot escape that it is time. They cannot. For some of them, they might, be into, spirituality and even trying to work with certain things, like trying to investigate certain things, maybe even watching tarot, and they're hearing about things, like the violet flame, and they're trying to apply these things. Either way, what I'm getting is this person is trying to apply all manner of spiritual, even religious things that require a connection to the divine, and they are devoid of it because they chose to give whatever little connection they may have had with divine, whatever light they had, whatever spark, they chose to put it out, and they chose to feed on someone else's. And now the door has been closed and they can't get access anymore. And so now they're trying to clear their energy and do things, but it's all very external. It's again that energy of not being able to connect properly, not only connect to heart, but connect with spirit, and thinking that they can get away with outward expressions of things that require an inward connection. You can call on the violet flame all you want to. Let me say this to people who are here watching who may not be a divine supporter. You can call on the violet flame all that you want to. If you lack a true connection with spirit, which cannot be bought, cannot be traded, cannot be siphoned, cannot be faked, that violet flame will do shit for you. I took it there. I don't know why I feel I have to, but I do. These people think that they can play with the gifts of the divine. They always have thought they can play with the gifts of the divine. They thought they could play with the gifts of the divine forever, and nobody was looking, and there would be no bill at the end. There would be no consequences. Death and the Maiden, but it came out slightly in reverse. Invasion, boundaries, violated, dominance. The very thing that they sent on you is now their companion. You see how that thing is in their back? And the thing about it is this area here, that's the causal chakra. This thing is eating. It's called this person's causal chakra. This is where you have a lot of your where they say in your energy body you connect to your akashics, you connect to your past lives. These are where all of your soul records are. It's like this person has come to collect. But what's happening with this, it's deeper than just coming to collect something from this incarnation, okay? And I got this energy earlier on in another reading, and so this must be an energy that's coming up a lot in the collective. There are a lot of people who, at this juncture, when they are dealing with karmic returns for shit they've done to other people, but especially trying to purposely block another person's divine path, these people, it's not their first time having done this. They failed the test. It's not their first incarnation. There's something here about this energy. It's not even that, it's just taking what it is that is owed for what the fuckery that they did, in the society or to you. It's deeper than that. This is something to do with and I don't even know if this is possible, but this is what I'm hearing. This is something to do with them. So it's almost they came into this lifetime, we all came in here to ascend. And if you fail a test, you would think, oh, well, maybe you have an opportunity to start at the same level next time around. to come in and start again at the same level, if that makes sense. This feels like this person has been dropped several levels, almost like they've been taken back through many incarnations to like the time where they should have learned this lesson from the beginning. This is important to know, because what that means is that every other lesson that they've actually accrued correctly and that they've actually passed, it's like they forfeited all of that. This is like a level of dissension that not even I knew was possible, is what they're showing me here. Winged seer. You see clearly. Clairvoyance. So there's something about, maybe it's this new moon in Aquarius, maybe it's Uranus going direct, but this person is finally seeing clearly now. They were in a lot of denial before. They were in denial, thinking they could continue doing certain things. They could continue to get away with things. They could continue pulling the wool over your eyes or someone else's eyes. They could continue operating in the dark and nobody would see what was happening. And there's some kind of light bulb moment or situation that has occurred for this person, where now it's actually they're seeing clearly and they're recognizing, oh shit. And this is why now they're calling out to God and they're like, I'm a wretch, save me, and all this other stuff. And this is kind of what God is saying. Well, no, you brought death to others, so now this is just I'm not doing anything to you. I'm not saving you from what it is that you've created. This is the thing that people oftentimes don't get about, if you want to call God the divine source. What they don't get is that we have free will. We are given gifts, talents, powers, value, light. We're all given it in measure to what it is that we're sent here to do, right? So we all, in that sense, we all start on an equal footing, in the sense that we all have access, and we all have access for what it is that is our own individual destiny, right? So people like this don't realize that they want to take credit for everything that is good, but they don't want to take credit for the shit that they're miscreations. They want to create, and oftentimes these people are not creators because they've dimmed their own light. They're feeding off of others. So that is, like I said in the reading last night, that's manifestation. That's not creation or co-creation. Co-creating with somebody suggests that that person is lending you their energy. You are sharing energy, and it is consensual. Manifestation means sometimes that you're taking things that don't belong to you in order to advance your own cause. Okay, so this person is one of these people who only wants to take credit for the good things that they quote unquote create or they manifest. They don't want to take any responsibility for the karma that they create by doing certain things to other people in order to get what it is that they've accrued. It's like they want to look the other way. It's that energy that's coming to the forefront in the world in general. Like you can't, whatever you start to build a foundation on is how that thing must be sustained. And this is what so many of these people are beginning to realize now, maybe even if they're not fully getting the full details. But the truth of it is, if you start off trying to build success through strategies like this, where you have to continually do these kinds of rituals, and in order to advance, the rituals become more advanced or more fucked up. If you began by having to sacrifice someone, you're going to have to continue. The same, and this is it. This is how they rope these people in. They don't realize the extent to which they have to go to continue to hold on to whatever success or access they're given to begin with. And then they start to want to shut themselves down, close their hearts, close their own, third eyes, close their own ability to connect with their own humanity to recognize that what they're doing is fucked up. Because in order to continue to do this, you have to not only continue to deny and betray self, you have to shut off with every one of these acts, you're closing down your own level of humanity. And if you're closing down your own level of humanity, you cannot connect with the divine. Because you cannot go from here to here. There has to be like, the whole point of mastering one's divinity here on earth is to connect with our humanity. That is the great bridge. And this is what the Aquarian energy is about, because Aquarius is the humanitarian. Aquarius is helping us recover our lost humanity in order that we can gain access to our divinity. But it's like this person or these people like this, it's like they've lost the plot. They've spent so much time, manipulating energy to play God, that they actually, a lot of them think that they are, or think that they can still have the favor of God, if that makes sense. We have the Poe energy coming out at the bottom again. This is the energy again of fucking with technology, using you using your energy in order to do all manner of things to bring in certain outcomes, material outcomes here on the earth. But it also it's the abuse of a lot of the time of your galactic gifts that you might not be aware of and you might not have access to. But these people, a lot of the time, this is why they enter these secret societies, because this is the so-called secret knowledge they have. The secret knowledge they have is how to deactivate divine beings to then take their stuff and to pretend to be great in their fake world. That's what they have. Clowns and jokers, jokers and clowns. Clowns and jokers, jokers and clowns. The masks are coming off. What else do you want to say about this? Let's go into the Strange Valentine energy, Spirit. Just saw the Lover's card. This person really, this is the energy again of this person really being quite uppity and arrogant while they were walking in this, while they were cloaking themselves or stealing, or while they had this access, or while they were able to pay this entity, and this entity was supplying them with whatever it is that they did this for. They had a very cocky attitude. I have that song in my head. I forget, is it Tory Lanez? Talk to me, baby. You're a pretty little missy baby. I've got one night for you. It's a really, anyway, I sense that was a song that came, and that's not a song I really listened to. So I'm sensing an arrogance here, okay? Five of Cups, this is Scorpio energy. This person, again, there's some kind of romance or relationship here, but what actually came out was the Wheel of Fortune. So there's something here about this person doing this, and for some of you it's like they sacrificed the union, they put blockages in your path. It might not have just been one union. This person could have ritualistically constantly put your love life on the altar. Okay, that's another thing I'm getting. Ritualistically putting your love life, your chance of happiness and love on the altar. Whether they did that consciously or conscientiously, for a lot of them, I'm getting that is the case. This is where the cockiness is coming from. And for as long as they were doing that, they were riding the top of the Wheel of Fortune and they were crushing you. And I don't know if you can see in this particular rendition, so the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter energy. And that's another, before I go into this, that's another message that was coming through, is that Uranus going direct, hold on to your knickers guys, Uranus going direct is actually unleashing your gifts of Jupiter that have been bound up because of this fuckery. And Jupiter is Wheel of Fortune energy. What I'm noticing is at the top of the wheel, right, we have a Sphinx, but it's sitting on top of the Taurus energy, because the Wheel of Fortune represents the fixed cross. Okay, so it represents Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio energy. Okay, and this is why this window of energy is kind of important right now. Now I'm actually getting this download as I'm speaking to you, is because remember, I keep on saying that, my guides keep on saying that the new moon, between the new moon Aquarius and full moon in Leo, is a very potent transference energy. It's because we are in some kind of cross energy. I don't know astrologically what the terms are, but the cross energy of the Wheel of Fortune is about the interplay of those 4 fixed signs: Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus. And of course, the North Node presently is in Taurus, the South Node is in Scorpio, the new moon is in Aquarius, the sun is in Aquarius, and as the moon moves into Leo, there's something happening, okay, that's allowing for this to take place. It's allowing for the Wheel of Fortune to come around. And when the Wheel of Fortune comes around, then this energy, which is kind of like, it looks like Anubis, this energy that they've been trying to keep dead, which is you, your opportunities, your life force, your chances, your joy, your hope, everything that they've been trying to bury and keep dead in order for them to maintain this false position on the top, which is like also this Taurus energy, is if you look at astrology, the way that, you know, Western astrology, the way that they've taught people, is it's to do with, for these people, it's to do with money and resources. And they thought that their money and resources would even be enough to sustain them through this change. It's not. Their money, their resources, their societies, their orders, their connections, it don't mean shit in the age of Aquarius. Okay, so these ones, and it's funny because it's Anubis, so it's kind of underdog energy, right? it's coming around, right? And this person now is lamenting, right? Because they know the deep scorpionic shit that they did. And when I say the deep scorpionic shit, I mean the deep shadow Scorpio energy of like of doing some really underhanded, low level stuff with magic and the occult. That would be like the shadow side of like the shadow, the shadowest of the shadowest of Scorpio energy. And Scorpio energy can go there. It gets really fucking dark. And the point of the Scorpio energy is to take you into the darkness, to bring you back into the light. But these people, their wheel's about to get stuck. And the reason for that is because they rigged the wheel and had you stuck in death energies. So now it's only fair, in order to bring balance back, that they do their time too. And so now there's that lamenting energy, crying over, look, the Three of Cups, crying over the fun they were having with their groups. It's not so funny now. You know what else is not funny? That whatever they were trying to fuck with you in terms of your Two of Cups is coming to you now. So it's really not fun and games for them. You know, it was all fun and games when they were fucking around with other people's lives, but it's not funny now when they get the return. So that's strong Scorpio energy. We have here 8th house energy also. This could have been someone who even messed with your marriage. If you had a marriage, your ability to marry, what was I thinking? Any inheritance, anything that you were supposed to inherit, whether it was material or not. Of course, the Scorpio energy is tied to sacral chakra energy. We know that that's a great focus for their harnessing, because it's where it's what gives them access to, especially if you're a female, but even if you're not a person who has a womb, I should say, even if you're not, you still have a womb energy, and that's a portal in and of itself. So, but it's also the seat of your abundance, and the sacral energy is also how you connect intimately with others. So there's something here about them messing with that energy too. You know, your ability to connect intimately with others is kind of like what I'm feeling was being put on the altar. They did everything to keep you stuck in this. For some of you, they didn't want you even getting this, even connecting with your intuition. Not only did they not want you to rise, it's worse than that. They didn't want you to escape the prison that they put you in, because for as long as there was a possibility of you escaping this prison that they put you in, they knew that there was a possibility they'd end up on the bottom of the Wheel of Fortune. Well, there's no possibility anymore. It's inevitable for them. And that's because they didn't stop. Okay, so they were trying to block you, and even block you from some of you connecting with your guides, because that's what the Six of Swords energy is being able to move away from the Five of Swords shit in order to move into your power. And it's oftentimes with assistance. What's also coming through here is that we will be moving into the Six of Swords energy when the sun in Aquarius moves to 10 degrees. Okay, so like in a week or so, we will be moving into that energy. And when the moon is full in Leo, the sun will be in Aquarius at, I think, 16 degrees too. So again, that's Six of Swords energy. There's something about, even with all of this, it's either that they're still trying to prevent it, or they know it's coming, and there's like this doom energy. It's like, because the Seven of Pentacles is at the bottom. This, again, is Taurus energy. There comes a time when a seed has been planted, or in this case, where an energy has begun to take such momentum that there's no stopping it. And this is kind of like with this Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Pentacles energy. It's like, for one thing, this is the energy of looking at what they're now reaping, but it's also that energy of something that has moved so far along in momentum that it can't be stopped. It cannot be stopped. I don't want to make this reading too long. Let's get some more information about this death. Yeah, right at the bottom again, we got the Lovers. There was something here to do with some kind of, like I said, interception, putting your union on the altar as one of their sacrifices, or perpetually putting your ability to love or be with another on the altar. And it could have, it doesn't have to be that that's specifically what they were doing, but that was the result of whatever ritual they were doing. Whether it was because they were accessing your sacral energy, and in doing that they were depleting you and therefore causing imbalances in your own energy system, whereby you were not able to maintain a level of intimacy with another, let alone yourself. This is the consequence for what it's how it played out in your life. Whether they meant to do it or not, whether they were conscious of it or not, that's what happened. And because of that, a lot of your chances at marriage, at romance, at love, at being happy intimately, at being sexually satisfied, at having abundance, of connecting with your own beauty and your own ability to create a life that you loved, was all taken from you time and time again. And this is why many of you had this stop-start cycle. You'd begin something, it would begin to take off a little, then it would die. Because every time it would die, it's because they put it on the altar again in order to feed whatever it is that they were trying to bring into reality. It's over. Death in the Maiden. Yeah, 10. 9, 10 is right here. Strange Valentine is 27. Death in the Maiden is 28. 9, 10. Lights out. Game over. Time is up. Gig is up. This is the High Priestess energy of 2s. 7 is the Chariot and Strength. Again, we have more Leo energy with the Strength card, but also that Cancer energy of the Chariot. No matter what they've tried to put in your way, you're moving forward. This person might be coming to you in some way, shape, or form, whether it's actually towards you specifically, or whether it is, you feel them in your energy. They want to come and they want to attach to your heart. They want to attach to your emotions. They want to. They don't want forgiveness. They want your pity, but they also want your. It's like they want to make you feel bad. They want to hook you in through sentiment. They want to hook you in through sentiment. They might come in and put on a show. They might even come and confess to certain things. But the point of it is to try to hook you in some way. And for some of them, it's like they think they can hook you in so they can continue the cycles. For others of them, they want to hook you in because they don't, they're terrified. They're terrified of what it is they've done. And it's almost like, if I can just get you to maybe forgive me or be nice to me again, almost. It's like maybe I can alleviate some of this, or maybe I can even just alleviate the guilt or this entity. But it's like, that's not how it works, babe. That's not how it works, Sally. Still don't know who Sally is. What came out for this energy is the Ace of Swords. We have the Ace of Swords coming again. And this is the third time the Ace of Swords has come out in a reading, like back to back, I believe. And what my guides showed me, and they did show me before, but I would get carried away and talk and I'd forget, is that your guides have taken back your crown. Your army of angels, your protectors, your avenging angels, those who are fighting for you and have been assisting you, have gotten back your crown and they've gotten back your vine. Do you see that? It's on their sword and it's being handed back to you. It's been cut from whoever was trying to take it in some way. And I don't know if you remember the reading I did. Gosh, I don't remember the name of it, but it was, I think it was the one about feeding, the entity one with the skull and the Christmas cap. I think that was it. I'm not entirely sure, but there was a reading where the Temperance card had come out, and it was like somebody had been, another one of these rituals in their order or secret society, they'd been sent specifically on a journey to steal your crown, to take something to do with your crown. And whatever it was that they tried to take, it's in recovery. And I feel like for many of you, you don't have it yet. You don't have it yet because your guides are holding on to it for safekeeping. And maybe you'll be getting it back in this window, but there's something about them protecting it for now. Okay, so we have the Five of Cups again showing up at the bottom, but what we have here coming out is the Three of Cups. So yeah, because like I said to you, this person, the party is over. For some of them, they didn't do this alone. For some of you, this is like the representation of what it was they were doing. They were toasting while they were trying to block you. They were toasting. They were trying to steal your crown. They were toasting with others, whether it was in this order or other people who were doing this too, or other people you knew who were part of this. They were toasting. They were living it out. And when these cards came out, Spirit was just like, yeah, we put a dagger. It was almost like I saw a knife coming down in the balloon and being like, boop, party over kind of energy. Yes? I think I gave you all of the signs. Six of Swords is Aquarius energy. Three of Cups is Scorpio. Ace of Swords is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Five of Cups is Five of Cups is Scorpio. And as I lift that up, look who's here, the Devil. This contract, this Three of Cups contract they had keeping the Two of Cups from you is done. It's done. These people who were sitting pretending like they were big kahunas while they were stealing your vines. You see these grapes? Stealing the vine that Spirit has recovered for you. Taking your water, making you turn it into wine through, the energetic bullshit they were doing. Alchemy, because that's a form of alchemy. Taking your water, turning it into wine and drinking it up and laughing and leaving you with nothing but pain, which they then drank too. Your pain may as well have been the grapes that they pressed and drank. It's over. It's over. Where do you want me to go? We're going to go into the herbal deck. We're going to go into the Sacred Traveler and the herbal deck. Okay. let's wrap this up, because I said I wanted 22:44 on my clock. I said I wanted it to be a short reading, and look at this, 40 minutes in. Yeah, discovering truth. You're standing in the light of truth. This is a continuation of a message that came up in the reading from earlier today. The one I posted before this. And there's a lot that's coming at you right now to try and cause you to think that what you have been shown divinely isn't real. You are standing in the center of truth right now. You're standing in the light of truth. And in fact, you know, this card that came out for them, where is it? It was at the bottom of the deck, but I shuffled again. That card that is in this deck that came out, the clairvoyance, and I was saying how they see clearly. The reason they see clearly is because you do. This is what I was explaining about energy earlier on. This is how these things work. Because they attached to your energy field and created that Two of Pentacles kind of infinity energy where they were attached to you, what happened was there's a cause for every effect that becomes all the more blatant and intense because you're sharing energy, whether you knew it or not. So what's happening now is because you were always the main conductor of energy, they were taking it from you. What's happening now is as you rise in truth, you're pulling them into truth too, whether they want to be in truth or not. So what is happening to you is that that's bringing enlightenment to you. It's helping you ascend. But what it's doing to them is it's like shining a flashlight into somebody's eyes when they're asleep. You're forcing them to see things that they've been hiding from, because you're bringing the spirit of truth. You're bringing the frequency of truth, right? And this is what this is like what has to happen before, with the Ace of Swords, they're like taken out of your energetic reality altogether. Like, this is why part of this energy that has been happening for you guys, for all of us, it's had to continue to play out. Because it had to, the whole point of it, the whole time they thought they were fucking with you and in Three of Cups energy, the divine was using that to help you step into your power and to step into your truth. But the beauty of it is at every turn, that you didn't have to step into your power and your truth by constantly being stepped on and used and abused and misused. That didn't have to happen. That was their choice. You could have risen without that and taken them with you. And now there's no choice because they refused to ascend. And not only did they refuse to ascend, they tried to drag you down into a state of dissension. Now they will be cut off altogether. So some of them have been trying to hold on to you for dear life because they kind of see you as their last way out, their ticket out. And even if they don't know this, they can't speak it or articulate it. And some of them can. They sense it energetically. It's the end of the road. And so the divine has been waiting for us to rise into our power and into our truth, because it's the truth that sets us free. It's the truth that sets you free. When you're standing in the light of truth, that's the sword that severs the connection that tried to keep you stuck in cycles of deception, that caused you to betray yourself and therefore made it easy for these people, energies, entities, corporations to always be scuttling in your energy, taking all of your stuff. It's over. Discovering truth. In the flow. Everything is smooth sailing. This is a message so that you know that everything is fine. Even if you're detecting fear and anxiety, it ain't yours. If you're walking in truth, if you're walking in light, if you're walking in divine purpose and alignment, that ain't your energy. Return it to sender and come back into the flow, because you're flowing. This is the fifth dimension. That's where you are, and they keep on trying to bring you back down. But there's about to be an end to that now too. There's about to be an end to that too. Faraway places. Yep, get ready for new horizons. Like I said to you, when it's time for this energy to be completely removed from your energetic reality, it will be time. And that time is coming. It's getting closer and closer, which is why these energies are actually being exposed more and at the same time tugging at you more. Let's get some herbal help or wisdom, please. Help from our plant allies. Licorice root has come out. Commanding your own energy and the removal of dominating, controlling energies and taking back authority over your throat, which is your power. I was speaking about this in the last video. There was an attack against the throat that was coming through very clearly today. And I broke down why and what that means. So you might want to check out that video because I'm not going to go into it now. But this licorice root energy is confirming. Licorice root, you work with it in order to, well, you know, like medicinally, licorice root has demulcent qualities, right? So it's really good for lining the epithelial cells, it's really like the mucosa. I'm trying to think of non-scientific terms, but you guys know what I mean. You know, like the lining of your throat gets scratchy or painful. A demulcent kind of adds like this layer that smooths it out and then helps to soothe the throat or soothe the cough. So that's what licorice root, one of its main properties that we use it for in herbal medicine, right? But what we use physically can be also transferred energetically. And so licorice root is good for taking back authority over your truth. So you can stay in your truth and you can be the commander of your energy instead of having outside external energies trying to control and command you. And indeed, for some of you, this is confirming because it's saying that it's the removal of dominating and controlling energies too. So some of you might be being called to work with licorice root, whether it's to just, you know, use it in a, it's not an infusion, you would decoct licorice root, you would put it on a stove and let it simmer for a while because it's a root, as opposed to just pour hot water over it. So if you're looking to make a tea, that would be the best way to do it. But using a licorice root to also help you stay in your truth and in command over your energy and remove any dominance that these energies have had over you, especially emotionally right now, because that's where I'm feeling like they're wanting to come back in. We have blue malva, which is flexibility and malleability, accessing deeper emotions and vulnerability, releasing rigidity that creates blocks. So there's something here, again, this is kind of connected to this in the flow card. Blue malva is of the marshmallow family too. So again, this is another demulcent quality. It's all about smoothing something out, but blue malva is all about helping us to remove stagnant energy that causes us to be very stuck and rigid in our ways of thinking, feeling, being, but especially feeling. So there's something here about needing to address any stagnant emotions that you have around this. For some of you, there's some anger coming up about this, and it has to be expressed. It has to be expressed in a way that brings honor to your soul and your path and your journey, and doesn't drag you into a lower vibration, but actually helps you to hit the ceiling and to raise your vibration even higher. Let me take out my trusty vibrational scale. Anger can help you to catapult yourself up. It can help you take pride in who you are and what you do, take courage to stand in your truth, reach a place of 0 point that then pushes you upwards. But anger can also push you downwards. It can push you into a lower vibration, but that is, again, if that anger is being it's being repressed or expressed in ways that aren't healthy for you. But the healthy expression of anger helps to raise your vibration. So some of you are being called to find ways to channel that anger in healthy ways. And if you're a part of my members portal, that's what was coming through in the message for the weekend also. So here it is coming out here too with the blue malva. For some of you, you have a song, you have a word, you have creations within you that this pain and this stuck energy of being imprisoned has helped you to birth. It's time to apply the fire of anger, which is Ace of Wands energy, to clear the path of stagnancy and get those things flowing. Okay, so that's what I have for you. I hope this message was helpful and insightful. If you would like to work with me one-to-one, please feel free to check out my website and then drop me an email if you would like to schedule a mentoring session with me. I will also be coming out with more offerings that might appeal to you guys more and also are a little bit more affordable for some of you. By the end of the week, I will be updating my website. But this is where I'm going to love you and leave you. I wish you guys the best. Until next time, be well.